Okay, today we are talking about volumes. We've talked about perimeter, we've talked about area, and now we're going to move on and start talking about volume, which is the amount of space something occupies. So today we're only going to be talking about volume in terms of a rectangular prism. And those rectangular prisms are pretty much just anything that looks like a box. It could be a cube, it could be a long box, a short box, a tall box, whatever that may be. It's any kind of a box. You'll see there I drew a picture of a rectangular prism. I'm not going to test you on how you can draw yours, but if you can, try to draw the best you can. And the dimension or the definition there of a rectangular prism is just any three-dimensional figure with two parallel bases that are congruent rectangles. And again, remember that could be a square because a square is a rectangle. Then we move over to volume. Volume, again, is the amount of space inside a three-dimensional figure. So to find the volume of a rectangular prism, you use the formula volume equals LWH, where L is the length, W is the width, and H is the height. So all you're doing is multiplying the length times the width times the height. So make sure you get all those definitions copied down properly and neatly, please. Alright, as you're finishing up those definitions, I'm going to start putting an example on the board over here. And again, I'm going to draw a picture so you guys can visualize what we're finding the volume for. But I would like you to try and draw the pictures. But again, I'm not judging you or grading you on your drawings. I just want to see that way you can help to kind of visualize yourself for yourself what these figures are looking like. So this first one's going to be kind of a short, wide box. Alright, so we have a 12 centimeter wide box, it's 10 centimeters long, and it's 6 centimeters high. Now again, this is very similar to when we were looking at triangles and rectangles and things with the area. It doesn't really matter which one's which, because remember, our formula tells us that we are doing length times width times height. And so you can call this example 1. And it doesn't matter which one gets multiplied first, they're all being multiplied. So I'm going to go ahead and label them as 12 is my length, my width would then be 10, and my height would be 6. So we have 12 times 10 times 6. Well, 12 times 6 is going to be 72, times 10 is going to be 720 centimeters. Now here's where it's different. Cubed, because we have three dimensions. We're measuring the length by the width by the height. So you're measuring how much space is occupied. So it's a three-dimensional figure, which means you have to have cubic units, not squared units anymore. So that has changed. We're no longer dealing with squared units, we are dealing with cubic units. But you write it the same way. So you can either put centimeters cubed, or you could put cubic centimeters. So let's do a couple more examples. Alright. Alright, so what if we have a perfect cube? So what if my So if I have this box, and I say it's 5 inches by 5 inches by 5 inches. It's a perfect cube. The volume again doesn't change. We're still doing length times width times height. So when I find volume, all of these are going to be the same. Or you could write that as 5 cubed. So remember, 5 times 5 times 5 is the same as 5 cubed, which will give us the answer of 125 inches cubed. Or you could write that as 125 cubic inches. Just make sure not to put 125 cubed. That's not correct. Alright, and alright, again, we have another one. Volume is length times width times height. It doesn't matter if you want to put this as your length. So let's say you want to put 2 meters as your length, 15 is your width, and then 15 is your height. That's okay. It doesn't matter which one's which. So again, we do 2 times 15 times 15. 15 squared is 225 times 2 is going to give us 450 cubic meters, or meters cubed. And that's all that's to it, guys. There's no tricks or tips or twists or anything else like that. It is all just the exact same stuff. It's all using that same formula again and again and again. Alright, your homework that you'll be doing in class tomorrow is going to be on page 551. So I'll put it here in the middle of the board so you guys can write this down and have it before I get there tomorrow. 551, numbers 7, let's see, 7 through 16, 20 and 20 through 23. So 7 through 16, and then 20 through 23. So this will be your homework for this lesson.
Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And in chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, what we'll do near, far, in a motor car. Oh, what a happy time we'll spend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four friends.